Well, hey everyone, welcome. So glad to have you join us for our weekly speaker and author success series. So glad to have everyone here. Just do a quick sound check and make sure everyone can hear me okay. I haven't had any technical difficulties yet, knock on wood. So just want to make sure everyone can hear me. If you would just find the chat box or the question box in your GoToWebinar menu there. Type me a little note and let me know if you can hear me. That would be great. And I can see the comments coming in. Excellent. Sounding loud and clear. Can hear you just fine. Great. Thank you so much. It's always real important that that I'm working well on my side. So thank you for taking the time to do that with me. So my darling husband, Lawrence, is unavailable to join us this evening. He has another commitment. We have a series of ongoing webinars, and some of them kind of are overlapping with each other. And so he has promised me he will be on an upcoming one shortly. But just wanted to let you know, for those of you who are new to us, my husband and I co-sponsor this weekly webinar series for authors, coaches, and speakers. And we're just thrilled to have you join us today. Thank you so much. Our passion is helping others in business. My passion in particular is helping others in business, especially in the areas of marketing and promotion, because that's where I have a lot of background, business planning and strategy, sales and marketing, etc. And so I think that's where I add a lot of great value. And hopefully you will agree with me here at the end. So today's topic is how to increase sales and repeat business with your very own wow factor. I'm very excited for this to be the topic tonight. I've been personally inspired to take a look at my own wow factor recently, and so I felt that this was timely. And every week we have a sponsor as usual, and our sponsor today is Send Out Cards, and I know that might seem a little unusual. Our sponsor this time might seem a little disconnected, but by the end of the webinar you'll understand why this is our sponsor. So stay tuned, pay attention. This is all going to come together for you at the end here. I promise it will make lots of sense. And so as usual, our promise to you is to deliver information about the latest tools and strategies, to deliver our best effort in our research and our deliverables, and then finally to provide ethical and inexpensive ways to attract visitors to your page. And of course, I like to add, and turn them into stark raving fans, because that's what our efforts are all about here. As we're trying to grow our business as authors, speakers, and coaches, one way we do that is attracting visitors to our presence, our online presence or page. And so that's what we're hoping to do for you in these series, in these sessions. All right, so are you ready to get started? Everyone ready? Make sure you've got something to write with, a pen and paper. And as usual, we will share a replay of this webinar in the next 24 to 48 hours, so you can watch it again, but you'll want to make sure to have something to write with, especially in today's session. So let's go ahead and get started. Did you know your delivered wow factor can increase sales and repeat business? Have you ever really thought about that? And so what is wow factor? Wow factor is sometimes described as a unique and unparalleled experience. It's also sometimes described as a notably outstanding experience, or an experience that sets someone apart. This is really the experience that we have with our customers, whether it's our readers, our clients, or people that we speak to in our speaking gigs. It's that experience really that makes people go, wow, that was really amazing. And I'll share with you just a great example of a wow experience that I personally had on Saturday. I had to run a bunch of errands Saturday morning. I had to go to the bank. I had to go to the post office. I was out and about in my vehicle, and I sort of got off and running without feeding myself any breakfast. And all of a sudden, I hit a wall, and I needed something to eat. And I was driving down the street in my neighborhood really close to where my home is, and I saw a new donut shop that was open on a street corner in a location that had been vacant for a while, and I noticed it. And I saw on their sign that they also sold kolaches. I know, not very healthy, but boy, it sure sounded good. And so I pulled in. I walked in the door, and I saw the gal behind the counter, and I said, well, how long have you been here? Because I don't remember seeing you here before. And she said, no, we've been here about 6 weeks. I said, wow, that's great. How's business? And she said, well, business is really good. I thought, well, excellent. So I ordered a kolache. I said, well, I'll have a kolache and a cup of coffee. And so as she rung me up and was getting my order to go, she turned to me to hand me my cup of coffee and my bag. And she said with a smile, here's your kolache, ma'am, and a donut just for today for stopping in. Enjoy. And I looked at her a little stunned, and I said, a donut? And she said, yeah, a donut just for today. And I thought, you know, I wanted a donut, but I didn't want to buy a donut because I'm supposed to be trying to lose a few pounds, and donuts don't help me with that goal. So I wasn't going to buy one. But I thought, wow, I can't believe she gave me a donut. That's really nice. And I didn't know what kind it was, but it didn't really matter. Just the gesture of giving me a donut was really great. And so I walked out of there thinking, wow, that was really kind of cool. Now, it's not very expensive. It didn't cost her a whole lot of money to throw in a little donut, but it sure made my morning. I was thrilled. I was glad I stopped in at that little donut place and got a kolache. And I ate both the kolache and the donut. But that was a great example to me of a wow factor, something that was unexpected, that made me remember, oh my gosh, that was a nice experience, and that made me remember that. So the next time I'm driving around town, probably this next Saturday when I'm running some errands, I may just make a stop right in there again and pick up another donut. So that's one of the things that we mean when we say wow factor. And what I want to do is introduce you to wow factor as a winning strategy. And I want to think about and encourage you to think about how wow factor plays into your strategy to be successful as an author, speaker, and coach. Does that make sense? So I want to start by looking at the word trade. And you could exchange this. You could say exchange. I'm using trade just for our conversation today. But a trade is the activity or process of buying, selling, or exchanging goods or services. And trade is what we do in business all day long. If we're authors and we're selling books, we're trading our book for a monetary value. If we're speaking, if we're public speakers and we're trying to trade our speaking gifts and talents to someone for a monetary value, for an organization, for a big event. And if we're a coach, then we're trading our coaching service and expertise in exchange for a monetary value. So usually our trade is a monetary value, but you know, it's the process of buying and selling or exchanging goods and services for money. And so when we think about wow factor, I'm going to propose to you that there are 4 levels of trade. And I'm going to start at the most basic. And I'm also going to start with a particular example because a lot of us are authors. A lot of us have written a book either because we like to write and we're authors, or because we're coaches or speakers and we needed a book to sell at the back of the room, or we needed to write a book in order to build our credibility so that we can gain more clients and more interest. And so most of us have a book or are working on a book or have sold someone else's book. So I'm going to use books. And I'm also going to use this concept of book reviews because I recently reinvigorated in my marketing plan a effort to get some more book reviews. So this is just top of mind for me, so I'm going to use it as an example. But the idea here is that as an author, I want to trade. I want to trade a copy of my book for an honest book review. And so I have author and reviewer in these columns here, and it'll start to make sense as we look at this. But I would propose there are 4 kinds of trade. So the first kind of trade is criminal trade. And a criminal trade is a very unfair exchange. If I'm an author and I am looking for people to do an honest book review, and someone agrees and says, yeah, I'll do a book review, send me your book, and then I don't send the book, that's a criminal trade. I didn't follow through on my commitment. And what is the likely exchange? Probably no book review, and maybe a few unkind words in the process. you know, word of mouth can go a long way in my marketing and PR. And so if I have a criminal trade or a criminal exchange, it means that I made a promise that I didn't deliver on, and then the other person's not going to respond as a result of it. So in this case, when we're looking at book reviews, I made an offer to give someone a copy of my book in exchange for an honest review. And I was looking specifically for, say, Amazon reviews, honest reviews posted on Amazon. And if I don't send the book, I'm not going to get the review. And I would consider that as an example of a criminal trade. And then I would say another kind of trade, second kind of trade would be a partial trade. So a partial trade would be I deliver part of my commitment. Now here I'm using the example of a digital copy. And in this example, I may have made an offer to send someone an autograph or signed copy of my book. And then at the last minute I decide, I can't really afford to send it, shipping is expensive, I don't have a copy in the closet, so I'll just email a digital copy. Or I forgot that I made the commitment to send a signed copy and, you know, unintentionally forgot that that was my commitment, and so then I just send a digital copy. And so the reviewer's response to that exchange might actually be an unhelpful review. That person may decide, wow, I was expecting a signed autographed copy and I got this ebook. And so they may or may not even post a review, or it may be unhelpful. Not necessarily derogatory or mean or unfair, but just not, they might not spend as much time and energy in writing an honest review if they felt like the trade was partial and not really what they expected, right? And then I would say a third kind of trade or exchange is fair trade. And I would say fair trade is when I deliver what I promise and it's an equal delivery. And so if I promise a signed copy of my book to someone in exchange for an honest review on Amazon, I send my copy and then they return their commitment with posting a helpful review. And helpful meaning they put a little more time and energy into the writing of the review. They got my signed copy. I did well on my end. I honored my commitment. They're going to honor their commitment as well. But I would say that we have this great opportunity to do a wow trade. And so this is the fourth kind of a trade. And when I talk about a wow trade, what I mean is delivering over and above the expected or normal experience. And so in a wow trade, for example, what I might do is send an autographed copy of my book and something else, a bonus. And this bonus is going to be something that's not usual. So a lot of authors send books for reviews with bookmarks. So I would say adding a bookmark does not make it a wow trade at all. That's normal. That's standard in the industry. But I am going to offer something else that's a bonus. And then what I'm likely to find is that the person, the reviewer who receives it, will actually exchange the trade by going out of their way to post the review in a whole lot of other places than just Amazon. So if I asked for an honest review on Amazon.com, what they might do is post it on Amazon, post it on Barnes & Noble, post it in Goodreads if they're a member of Goodreads, post it on their own blog, post it on their friends' blogs, and tweet about it for me, or post it on their social media platform. And that's what I mean by reviews everywhere. So I'm getting more than the agreed honest review on Amazon. I'm getting reviews in so many other places that I didn't expect because they're reciprocating and responding to the experience I delivered by giving them the book plus a bonus. Does that make sense? Just one example in terms of this wow factor as a winning strategy. So let's take a look at this wow trade. In case of a book review, what would a wow factor look like? So maybe it's a handwritten thank you note. I've been asked a number of times to review books for other people, and I like soft copy books better than ebooks. I like to actually read a book. And so I'll specify, yeah, I'll do a review, but please send me a soft copy. Please don't send me an ebook. I don't want to read it on my computer. And I'll oftentimes get a printed up letter with it. Sounds like a sales letter. Sounds like a template that they've used, and it's a little informal. So maybe a handwritten thank you note is a great way to add a little wow. And I'll share with you outside of book reviews, so this is another example. I was selling an online product, and it was $100. And every time someone buys my $100 online product, I send them a handwritten thank you card. That's the least I can do if they're making an investment in my services and my products. And $100 is, it's not pittance. And so I go out of my way. It's a personal commitment I make to myself. Every time someone buys one, I will send them a handwritten card. It doesn't take me that long to write, but the impact is pretty impressive. And I actually had a gentleman a couple weeks ago send me an email. And it started with the word, wow, exclamation point. And he said, wow, in today's digital age where everything is done over the internet, I can't believe I got a handwritten thank you note from my purchase. This left an impression. Thank you. Cool. That's a wow factor, and that's what I'm going for. So anytime I'm in an environment where I can do something different, something a little above and beyond what my colleagues or my peers or my competition is doing, I'm going to try to do that. So what's another thing I can do? Maybe I'm going to include a Starbucks gift card. And I'm not suggesting that everyone includes Starbucks gift cards in every request they send for a honest book review, but I am suggesting that if there is a particular reviewer that you might like to have review your book because that person's name is going to add to your credibility and be a little more sustainable for you in terms of PR, then I might include a $5 Starbucks gift card. That's not going to break me. That doesn't break my bank. And it's small enough that it's not a bribe. And I can include a little note. Thank you for agreeing to review my book. And while you're reading, have a cup of coffee of your favorite flavor at Starbucks. Cheers. Something short and simple, right? Now, if you were reviewing someone's book and they sent you the book and then you got a Starbucks gift card for $5 for a cup of coffee, you might go, wow, look at that. That's cool. I like Starbucks. And your exchange might be equal in terms of that delivery, right? It might be, oh, I'm going to sit down and write a really good review. Honest review, not necessarily good in terms of positive, but an honest, helpful review. And I'm going to post this review in other places, not just Amazon. I'm going to post it everywhere that I belong. And so that's a great example. Another example might be, here's a copy of my book. Thank you for offering to review it. And since you appear to be an avid reader, I wanted to share with you the first 3 chapters of a new book that I'm working on. Enjoy. Just a gift, right? You might print it out, or you might give her a link. You might type up a little website link where he or she can download a digital copy of it. Just a little something extra. You might even include a special offer to an upcoming online event. Maybe there's a radio interview that you're going to be doing about your book, and you want to just go ahead and give them a little sneak peek and invite them to the radio interview. And you might just include the details. Hey, feel free to attend this event as my guest, right? And enjoy. Hope you have a good time. Something like that. Another great idea for a wow factor would be, as you're sending your book to someone and asking them to review it, if that person's never reviewed a book before or doesn't review books often, you might include an article on writing a good book review. Good, not necessarily in positive, but good in terms of honest and helpful, right? And so if I'm somebody who doesn't really do a lot of writing, and I don't really do book reviews very often, but maybe I have a name in the industry that would help your cause, if you sent me an email or request to review your book, and I said, yeah, okay, I'm not really good at this, I don't really do this very often, but sure, I'll help you out. Then you send me a copy of your book. How grateful would I be if included in the package was an article on how to write a good book review? That's pretty cool, don't you think? Great example. So these are just some things to look at in terms of wow factor, and specific to this example of getting book reviews. And people are going to go, wow. And they're going to remember you, and they're going to talk about you to their friends and families and colleagues, and that is good PR, let me tell you. Let's talk about wow factor as a winning strategy in a customer return. So let's say someone buys your book and they don't like it and they return it. Or someone buys one of your coaching programs and they're not satisfied with it and they want to return it. Or they buy one of your online courses or one of your downloadable online audio files from a speaking gig you gave. but they're not real thrilled with it for whatever reason, not necessarily because it's poor production or poor product, but just for whatever reason they're not happy with it. So what would the trade, the 4 kinds of trade look like? Well, a criminal trade would be if someone sent me an email and wanted a refund and then I didn't give them one. And if I just ignored them and didn't give them a refund. So that would result in bad PR. You can bet that poor customer is going to be really unhappy with me, and he or she's going to tell the whole world how unhappy they are with me. And I'm probably not going to get any repeat business from that person, and I may even be sued depending upon the investment that they made, right? Partial trade might be that I give them a partial refund. So if they buy an online course and maybe it's a 60-day course and they went through half of it before they decided they didn't like it, I have seen some people give prorated refunds and say, well, you went through 30 days of it, so I'll refund half the money, not 100% of it. And I would say that probably is going to result in some bad PR still. I think that's a partial trade. Bad PR, no repeat business probably, and you know, bad will, bad vibes, right? A fair trade would be if you gave them full refund. And so if you gave them a full refund, you may or may not get repeat business. You might not. But you're not going to get bad press. You know, they're not going to go around talking bad about you. They might talk good about you if you gave them a timely refund. But what would a wow factor look like if somebody wanted a refund, if this was a customer return? Well, I would say a wow factor would be a refund and then a bonus. And I actually had this experience. Earlier in the year, I had someone who purchased one of my online products. It was my $99 online 21-day journey. And after about a week, she sent me an email. She said, you know, this wasn't quite really what I thought. I'm really not sure I want to continue with it. Could I just get a refund? And I thought, wow, here's an opportunity. What would a wow factor look like for her? So I sent her a note back. So sorry that my product didn't meet your needs. Absolutely, I will refund your money 100%. Refund will go in within 24 hours or however quickly I could make that happen through the shopping cart. And for your inconvenience, let me also gift you access to this other program. My compliment to you, courtesy gift to you. Here's how you can access it for free. I hope you enjoy it. And that's what I did. I sent that to her and gave it to her. And I got a message back. Wow. Not only did I get a refund, but you gave me a gift. Never happens in today's world. Thank you. Excellent. And you know what? She's still on my list. She never asked to be removed from my list, and I still get to interact with her. And so this is a great example of where I keep a customer, get some repeat business, and I also get some good PR because I know she told her friends, you know, I asked for a refund on this program. Not only did I get a refund, but I also got a gift. I got another program. I never even asked for it. Whether she wanted it or not, I'm going to gift it to her. It's unexpected. It's going to be memorable for her. It's going to add value, and it's going to help me stand apart from other people that she buys products from. Really interesting. So I think, you know, one of the great things is that wow factor can be a critical PR tool. And so when I talk about PR and marketing, let me just kind of clarify this. So marketing is what I say about me, and PR is what other people say about me. And if I factor in this kind of wow experience with my clients, with my readers, with the people that I do my public speaking to, the people in my audience, or my clients that I coach, if I can factor in a wow experience for them, then they become a PR tool. And PR is what others say about me. They're going to go tell their friends and colleagues and associates. They're going to tell two friends who are going to tell two friends, and so on, if you remember that old commercial. And so PR is huge in terms of testimonials, reviews, word of mouth. I mean, it just really goes a long way. And that's why wow factor is so important. And so let's take a look at some opportunities for a wow experience in our business. Just if we were to sort of sit back and think about customer touch points, what would be some opportunities for me as a business person, for you as a business person, to factor in a wow experience? Well, I would say customer referrals. So anytime someone refers a customer to me, I can create a wow experience for that person. So if Betty calls me up and says, hey, Kristen, I'm going to purchase this product and Bobby Sue referred me. I am going to do something for Bobby Sue. I'm going to thank her. I'm going to go out of my way to let her know I appreciate her referral, and I'm going to try to do something that is unexpected, something that is affordable, but something that makes me stand out and lets her know, wow, I really appreciate what you did. Another example would be customer testimonials. Let's say Bobby Sue is my customer, and she's been a customer of mine for a long time, and she liked my product so much that she sent me an email and said, I just want to offer up this testimonial. Feel free to use it on your website, or feel free to use it in your marketing collateral. I just love what you're doing. Can't say enough good things about you. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be thrilled. So what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to try to find a way to recognize her and show my appreciation for her. But I'm going to try to do it in a way that makes her go, wow, I'm so glad I gave that testimonial. Wow, Kristen Clark takes really good care of me. I want her to feel special, and I'm going to try to come up with a way to improve that experience. Another opportunity to create a wow factor experience is first-time buyers, especially if I have a high-ticket item. Anybody who buys from me for the first time, I might try to find a way to make that experience really interesting and unique and different for them. Not necessarily costly, by the way. I'm not talking about big added expenses. I'm talking about things that are easy to deliver and low cost, but have that value that makes them go, oh my gosh, look at that. Wow, this was really cool. And then I'm going to try to do the same thing for my high-end buyers, right? So I could sell books all day long, but if I have a particular fan who's bought every single copy of my book and comes to all of my local book signings, she's going to be a high-end buyer or a specialty buyer, right? So what am I going to do for that person, him or her? How am I going to make that experience really special? I'm probably going to invite her to join a special club of people like her that get different bonuses from me that no one else gets to make her feel special and to show my appreciation. And then what about customer affiliates? So if you're a speaker or a coach, you probably are familiar with JV partners and affiliates. These are people who are willing to help promote my products and services for a commission. What can I do for their wow experience? How can I really stand out from the other people whose products they also pitch and sell and promote so that they'll remember me top of mind over and over and over again? How can I invest and create in that experience? And then customer returns, like we talked about. So if I look at this list, here's a number of different opportunities. These are engagement experiences that I'm going to have with the people I do business with, my readers, my coaching clients, the people who pay me to come and do a speaking gig at their event. How can I bring something to the table that makes them go, oh my gosh, I don't get that from anybody else. That was really cool. Wow. Right? Have you ever thought of this before? Maybe, maybe not. So I just want to invite you to create your own trade matrix. That's what I would call this, a trade matrix. Outlining the 4 kinds of trade: criminal trade, partial trade, fair trade, and wow trade. And then 2 columns, you as the seller and then your buyer. And I would brainstorm with a couple of colleagues or friends or even your own customers, and I would kind of fill this out for all the different touch points, all the different engagement opportunities that I have with people that I want to do business with. And I would sit down and think, well, am I making this unique? How am I creating a unique value proposition that sets me apart, that is different from, that's above and beyond, above the usual, above what my clients are doing, my other colleagues, or above what my competition is doing, or above what my customers are expecting. And I would spend some time on creating your own wow experience, your wow factor, and building that into your business plan. And it's amazing how you will start to see your repeat business increase the minute you start to deliver this unique experience. Really, that's what it is. Because people like to do business with people they know, like, and trust. And if I can get people to know me and trust me and like me, they're going to like me even better when I deliver an experience that is above and beyond for them. Is this information you heard today inspiring? Is this information helpful to you? Is this information giving you something to think about for your business, kind of a new way of doing business? Whether you're an author, coach, or speaker, or even just an entrepreneur working for yourself or working for someone else, these are things to think about in business in general. How can we maintain customer loyalty and increase repeat business? What does that experience need to look like for people to come back and do business with me? And as promised, I have a word from our sponsor. And I mentioned that our sponsor is Send Out Cards. And now this is where it's all going to come together for you. So sit tight. You're going to love this. So Send Out Cards can help me deliver a wow factor. And if you don't know who they are, I'm going to introduce you to them now. And they've been around for, I think, about 10 years. But great company. They are an online company that will help you fulfill, deliver gifts to anybody. Anybody, family members, friends, colleagues, and customers. And they have 3 areas that I really like. One is a wide variety of cards. And you can see right here, here's an example of some of their cards. And if you look down here in the lower right, you can see that they have 19, probably more, different pages worth of X number of cards on each page. So a lot to choose from. I really like that. And the great thing about their cards is you can customize them. And I know this because somebody sent me one recently, and she customized it for me, which really got my attention, and she customized it and put pictures of me and my family in it, which she just snagged from my Facebook page because we're friends. And we do business together, and we're colleagues. And so she said, hey, Kristen, I just wanted to let you know how thrilled I am with everything that's going on in your life these days. And then she had pictures of these events with me and my family that she picked up from my Facebook page. And I thought, oh, my gosh, I can't believe she did that. Wow, that was really cool. Great way to add a little wow factor. Send a card, include a note, and send a card. Not just an email card, but a real card. They'll put it in the mail, put some postage on it, and send it to you. Send it for you. They also have gift cards, too. This is one of my favorite things. Gift cards. Now, of course, there's a Starbucks gift card. You know, I'm a big Starbucks fan. But I can send a gift card. So if I want to send a $5 gift card to somebody or a $25 gift card, I can do that easily through this service. I don't have to get up and go out, go down the street, go to the store, buy gift cards, keep them in my house. I don't have to write the card, seal the card, put the gift card in the card, and then go to the mailbox to make sure I have postage to mail these cards. I can take care of all of that online with the service. They'll fulfill it for me. And as a business person, that's really cool because I'm all about automating and streamlining processes wherever I can, and this helps me do that. And not just cards or gift cards, but look at this. They have gifts. Oh my gosh, 4-pack brownies. Boy, do they know me. Look at that, 12-piece milk chocolate truffles. Wow. Now, what if you were a coach and you had a new client sign up with you for a $2,000 product? Imagine your customers' delight if they got a card and a box of 12-piece milk chocolate truffles. And it's not just food. They have things for birthdays and babies, and they have books and CDs. They have gourmet food. Oh my gosh, they have home items, inspirational items, items just for women, items for a wedding. Very cool. Very, very cool. But this is a really great service to build into my business, and I can write off the expense of it as a marketing or PR expense so that I can create that unique experience, that wow factor. And who wouldn't take a look at that and go, oh my gosh, that's awesome. And here are some options. So you can do 3 plans. And in fact, I just got signed up. I'm really excited to say I just got signed up this last weekend. I am on my way to implementing this and building this into my program. And I just got signed up, and I think I'm on the preferred customer. I think I signed up for the preferred customer, so 100 bonus points per month because I'm going to really use this. Again, I'm serious about my business, and I want to make sure to grow my business. And one way I can do that, one way I can grow my business is to grow my repeat business and make sure I've got loyal customers who don't leave me and go across the street to the competitor. And this is a great way to do that. And so I just want to suggest to you that if you're serious about creating a unique experience that makes your customers go, wow, so that they will continue to do business with you, then I want to invite you to register today. And here's the URL link. You can register, tiny URL. I did that because the URL link was really long and I didn't want to have a wraparound link on here. tinyurl.com/LWAWHDD. tinyurl.com/LWAWHDD. And I'll just say for you, at the time of this, webinar, I am not a distributor for Send Out Cards. So I don't get paid commission on this. If you sign up for this link here, you'll just get right into their system, and you can send personalized greeting cards with the click of a mouse. And they will print, address, stamp, and mail the letter or gift for you. Isn't that awesome? What a great way to show appreciation to your customers. What a great way to include a unique experience for the people who do business with you. What a great way to add to the value of your trade. I no longer want to settle for fair trade. I am all about wow trade from here on out. So please go check it out. Take a look. It's a minimal expense for a big reaction. Little expense for a big response is the best way I know how to say it. So I want to invite you to go ahead and check that out. And I want to thank you for joining me again today. As always, I hope you found this information really helpful. And I hope it's challenging you. I hope it's stimulating those creative juices of yours and helping you think about new ways to just, energize your business with the experience. What is the experience of your customers? How can you improve that experience? So I hope you found this helpful. Again, we'll post a replay of this for everyone shortly. And thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, cheers.